Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. And today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Warhammer 40k Kill Team starter set. Now this is the newest version of the Kill Team starter set. The last one came with the Krieg and some orcs. This one comes with the new set of rules where they've jury-rigged the measuring system a little bit better so that it's numbers rather than shapes, but also that it has two brand new kill teams in it. Now the kill teams in this are very interesting. Both are unique minis that were part of the Hero series. So in Japan, it seems to be a cultural thing there that they liked buying individual Space Marines in little boxes. You picked up the box, you didn't know what you were going to get. The Ultramarines came out in 2017 and the Death Guard came out in 2020. It was a fun little idea and was so popular in Japan that it eventually got released in the entire world, but not everyone picked up these Marines. What you have here is all the hero range of these actual Space Marines as part of an actual Kill Team box set, and to be honest, it's a genius little idea. I happen to have an Ultramarine army and I happen to have a Death Guard army, so this is basically the perfect kind of starter box for me because none of these Marines, with the exception of one, I have. So I have two Kill Teams here for a very affordable price of what is the Irish equivalent of €87.50. You get the core set, you get dice, and you get basically a game that's good to go with push-fit Marines. A very clever little idea, and one I was quite impressed with. So with no further ado, let's open this box and see what we have inside. Opening the box for the very first time, we are greeted with a lot of sprues. Now, what's cool here is that the sprues are color-coded, so even if you never paint the minis, you can just assemble them and have the game good to go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ultramarine minis here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Plague Marine minis here. We have here what seems to be the wound counters and an actual sheet. Now this is quite clever that they have included the protection sheet, which used to be a nice little poster, used to always get dinged up, and the wound markers together. I'm not sure how big a fan I am of that. I actually kind of like these. I like it when the sheets survive because they kind of, in our game room we have a few of these kind of put up, so I don't know how big a fan I am of that. I'm certainly not a fan of the barcode here, so it's a good idea because obviously this is kind of a plastic coated card, so you have all the wound markers you ever want there, but nevertheless the artwork is so good that you'd nearly want it on its own. And we have here what seems to be the board in a very good kind of protective sheet with a nice little Kill Team symbol on it, so we'll open that. It's a good idea actually because you know, of course, that it's sealed. So I'm going to see if I can preserve the old sticker. I probably can't. Nope, not happening. So I'm just going to be bold and open it. And we have here the actual Kill Team board. Now it is a thin board, but perfect Kill Team size. And it folds out into 4. So I'm going to zoom out so we get a huge idea of the board here. So it's a nice big board, plenty of good Kill Team aspects you can play here. So you have a kind of a barren desert world on one side and a kind of scrapyard on the other. So a very interesting board, and of course the great thing about it being kind of plain terrain is that you can assemble the terrain pieces any way you like, so you can be inventive with your Kill Teams. We have here another little sheet with what I presume is the reference sheet for the Kill Teams. So taking it out, we have the starter handbook, the Plague Marines reference sheet, the Angels of Death reference sheet, and actual tokens. So we have cardboard tokens here, which I presume come with the new measuring system. So you've got 2 inches, 3 inches, 1 inches, and 6 inches. So in the last Kill Team set, these came in kind of plastic boards, but most people just put the numbers down anyway. You have objective tokens here. We have the usual stuff. We have signals, objectives, items you can pick up, things like that. Other kind of tokens, kind of people who are stealth, who are not stealthy, people who are exposed. So you have one cardboard sheet of all the tokens. You have the Angels of Death reference sheet, which is perfect. Comes with nice little details and all your actual characters. And what's cool here as well is you have a little spot for damage tokens. So it's quite a clever little reference sheet. There is something here on the back, so a bit unfortunate that you'd have to fold it over to get the initial reference, but I suppose for your first couple of games, that's only going to be a problem. After you learn it, it won't be a problem. But a clever little reference sheet, actually. A4 size, so you'd want a big table to get this and the actual board on it. The Plague Marines, I presume, are the same thing. Yep, in the sense that you have all the Plague Marines here, what they do, and a reposition sheet here in the back, so it might be worth photocopying it. And we have here the starter handbook, which of course is useful because it is very user friendly. It gives you the idea of the kill zone, a tiny bit of introduction to the lore, how to build, which would cover up to page 12, some more lore covering up to page 18. Then it kind of goes into the actual game itself, breaks it down a little bit. It's a nice quality book. Yeah, it goes into very bitty pieces, but of course Kill Team can have a nice bit of precision to it. Alternative setups, alternative rules, and the next steps, of course, is in terms of painting, buying the actual core team kill book, painting your Space Marines and other kill teams. So a nice little starter book. And what we have here is interesting. I'm not quite sure it's in this. And oh yes, this is the MDF Terrain. So it's interesting that it's all kind of put into its own little kind of cover. Now this is interesting. This is good solid cardboard. So this is not flimsy terrain. Well, it's obviously cardboard, but it's not flimsy cardboard. So this is proper solid terrain that won't go bad on you too quickly as long as you don't abuse it. So there is 3 separate sheets of it. 2 of the sheets are the same. It's popping out very easily, as you can see. But again, a good solid cardboard piece, proper solid. So no, I have to say now, I'm someone who likes the plastic terrain for 40k and its different games, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with this actual terrain piece here. Good and solid, and is not going to go bad quickly. So if they do more of this to keep the prices down, I would be probably quite in favor of it. And of course it has its own little kind of board sheet here, so maybe they have plans to do more of this going forward in terms of easy terrain. And the last thing, of course, is the dice. So 12 white dice in a nice little envelope buried under the actual sheet. So we'll have a look at some of the actual sprues before we finish up. So the Death Guard, of course, because these are specific heroes and they were initially named, they would be in great little detail. So I mean, one of the great things about the Death Guard is there was kind of great creativity. I mean, this guy, of course, has a mouth for a chest. He's a different cape. You have, of course, because they're heroes, they have proper terrain as well. So you can nearly have as much fun painting the base as you can the actual character. He has one of the little Nurglings with him as well. And yep, just perfect little detail. We have another character here with a kind of a wing headdress thing at the back. So I presume this, of course, is the sorcerer, as you can tell from his little staff here. And here we have, of course, at the front where he's all kind of fly-eaten and moth-eaten. Fairly rotten, horrible stuff. We have here, this is the heavy weapon specialist, so he has a big, huge gun. You can see the symbol of Nurgle here. So again, all lovely stuff. These are all new quality minis, I think from 2020, so they're very good condition. We have here another staff and a standard, so this guy could be a standard bearer with a nice big combat knife. We have here another fellow with a nice big combat knife, and what seems to be, oh, this guy I actually have. So this guy is a melee specialist. Tony got me one of these for Christmas, so I made him. So this sprue is what you get, this mini is what you get with this sprue, and as you can see here, it gave me a lot of potential to kind of paint that there's a lot of characteristic to these models. So they're not just your standard bog standard kill team with kind of 10 similar soldiers. There's a bit of character in every one of them because they were all designed accordingly. And what's interesting about this as well is this guy has a, I didn't opt for the helmet with this guy, but in this one I believe you do have the option of a helmet, which you can see here, and the actual head, which is you can see here, and of course the little nurgling. So I think all the minis have the options of the head or the helmet, so it's up to yourself if you want to avail of it or not. But again, great little miniatures with lots of cool little detail and lots of cool little weapons. So those were the Death Guard, and we'll have a quick look at the Space Marines. Now the Space Marines were the first in the series. They came out in 2017, so they'd still be quite unique, but in the sense that they wouldn't have, I think, the same charm or characteristics as the Death Guard, because the Ultramarines are still a bit by the book. Now what's cool here is this guy has a robotic arm or robotic hand, so again you do get some distinctions with them, and again, purity seal here in the front and proper Primaris Marine. We have here another melee specialist, so he's got his chainsword out and he's got his bolt pistol in the other hand, with some iconography here to display his faith. So again, another interesting Space Marine. We have here another guy with a full-on bolter with a proper magazine, so this is a heavy bolter, so it'll be one of the heavy fire specialists. But as you can see, these are a bit more conservative than the actual Death Guard ones. We have another one here with a standard long reach bolter, but no actual specialized weapons in this guy. We have here, which of course is the Space Marine captain, as you can tell, with the cape, and he has a power fist, so again a bit of a melee specialist. So any Death Guard that comes a bit too close to him will get a nice clock into the head, and he has a plasma pistol. We have here a Primaris Marine, seems to be in Gravitas armor, so this is definitely a heavy hitter, and he's got what looks like to be a heavy GPMG type of thing, because it's a two-handed weapon which is fed of course from the rear. So yeah, this guy is definitely your fire support. And the last thing we have here is the sniper, as you can see here with his sniper rifle, his camo cape, and what I presume is a kneeling position, complete with a Auspex scanner and a rock. So that was the Kill Team box set, a very good price in my opinion, and if you are curious about 40k and want to start it quickly, I think this is a very good purchase, because it's not hard to assemble. You're not going to be inundated with difficulty putting these figures together, and the rules books is nice and straightforward, and you get two fairly solid kill teams out of it. And even if it's a game you don't like, you do get basically an entire series of the old Heroes collection Marines for your very own. So as always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and until next time, this is Sean from The Lucky Roll, signing off.